Thanks, Riaz. Good morning. Homicide investigators continue to look for witnesses who may have seen a deadly shooting in a Burnaby neighborhood yesterday afternoon. There are reports suggesting the incident may be linked to a threat made earlier in the day against an employee with the City of Vancouver. Greg Harper joins us now from Burnaby with more. Greg?
Good morning, Jody. Well, I'm in this quiet cul-de-sac here in Burnaby. It's on Wickham Place, and this was where the shooting took place at that home directly behind me. This happened around noon yesterday. Police were called here after people heard some arguing and then some shots fired. When police arrived, they found a man badly injured. He was rushed to hospital, where he later died from a gunshot wound. Police don't believe the shooting was random, and at last word, no arrests had been made.
I do not have any information regarding suspects. It's very early on in the investigation, and for me to suggest anything would be premature or negligent.
Meanwhile, security was stepped up at the City of Vancouver's works yards and at City Hall. Vancouver police say a threat had been made to a city employee, and Vancouver Mayor Gregor Robertson released a statement saying a serious incident had taken place. However, the city, the VPD, and the RCMP haven't confirmed the shooting in Burnaby is connected to this. Last word, police were still searching for the suspect. Jody?
All right, thanks so much. Greg Harper reporting for us from Burnaby this hour. And police are investigating a drive-by shooting in Burnaby as well. It happened around 1 o'clock Wednesday morning on Trethway Drive near Ellerslie Avenue. 3 people in a car parked on the side of the road said one shot was fired from a passing vehicle. Luckily, no one was injured. Police believe the shooting, that is, was random. A 72-year-old woman who was struck by a vehicle in West Vancouver earlier this week has now died from her injuries. Police say the woman was hit while crossing Bellevue Avenue in a marked crosswalk at 17th Street. The driver of that vehicle was an 83-year-old man from West Vancouver who remained at the scene and is cooperating with investigators. No charges have been laid. The leader of BC's opposition says the Liberals need to ensure no child in the government care is at risk after a ruling in civil court. A BC Supreme Court justice says social workers recklessly disregarded their obligation to protect children who were sexually abused by their father. The mother took the province to court for refusing to investigate reports of sexual abuse of her kids. NDP leader John Horgan says the government wasn't listening to the mother, and her children have had their lives ruined.
My question to the minister responsible, will she today end the practice of ministry officials overruling and disregarding rulings by the Supreme Court of British Columbia? At a minimum, can we not learn from this tragedy? The child abuse that took place can never be taken away, but we must learn from this. The first step will be to stop doing the wrong thing.
The interests of the child are paramount. The issues in this case are concerning. It is an extremely lengthy decision. We will take time to carefully consider all of the information and all of that judgment, and then we will respond.
In other news, conditions are so dry right now, the province has raised the drought rating to the highest category for the South Coast and Lower Fraser areas. A level 4 rating means there could be damage to fish stocks and water shortages affecting residents, agriculture, and industry if these dry conditions continue. The province is urging people to conserve as much water as possible. Much of Vancouver Island went to stage 4 drought levels last week. The higher rating means regional water managers can impose further water use restrictions if necessary.
It means that we have additional tools available to us if needed with respect to the Water Act, the Water Protection Act that we can use. So what it does is brings all of our partners and groups that we work with into a coordinated response to address what is the situation, and we'll continue to monitor it as we go forward, depending on how the weather develops over the next while.
6:34.